What's up guys, Mike from Rockville, and today I'm going to show you how to tap your CC8 subwoofer, which is a 70 volt subwoofer in a 70 volt system. Now since this is a 70 volt subwoofer, let me just give you a refresher on what 70 volt technology is. 70 volt technology allows you to set up multiple speakers in a large area or large spaces all throughout your house or commercial space without requiring a lot of amplification. The way that it does this is that each speaker that is 70 volt has a built-in transformer that allows you to pull a fixed amount of wattage from your amplifier to your speaker. Now on top of this, some 70 volt speakers have the ability to pull a different amount of fixed wattage from the amplifier to the speaker. We call this tapping. Now where is the tap located on the speaker? Well, if you remove the magnetic grill, you'll see this area over here, and you'll notice these two markings over here that allow us to know what position the tap is set to. So if I take a flathead screwdriver, I can actually put it into the tap over here and then twist it into a position. So over here would be the 6.25 watts position. Over here would be the 12.5 watt position. Here would be the 25 watt position, the 50 watt position, and then this position is the 8 ohm, which means it's bypassing the transformer completely and acting as a standard speaker. Tapping is very important in 70 volt technology and 70 volt systems because you want to make sure that your amplifier that is 70 volt is capable of producing more than enough power to power all of the speakers in your chain. For example, if you had 10 different 70 volt speakers all tapped at around 10 watts, that would be 100 watts of power that your amplifier would need to be able to produce. We always recommend that you pair your speakers with an amplifier that is capable of producing more power than is actually required. So in our example of 10 speakers at 10 watts, which would be 100 watts in total, we recommend you pairing with an amplifier that is easily capable of producing 110 watts or more. And as I mentioned before, there's 4 different positions that you can tap the subwoofer at, so you can always play around with how much power is going to the subwoofer in your system. Just always make sure before you turn on your system, you've run the calculation and know exactly how much watts are in your system and how many watts your amplifier is able to send. And of course, with something like a subwoofer, the more watts you're able to give it, like 50 watts, the better it will sound because it'll drive the speaker a little harder, getting those deeper and punchier bass frequencies. So now after you've decided what you want to tap the subwoofer at, you go into the wiring phase. So when you're wiring, there's actually this quick Euroblock disconnect terminal over here on the back. It's this little green part, and you can take it out just by pulling up on it. And now right in my hand, I have the quick disconnect terminal, and you can actually see at the top here, there's a diagram that lets us know which terminal is for which. So the inner 2 terminals are for actually getting signal into the subwoofer, and the outer terminals here and here are actually to send the signal forward into our chain. Because that's another thing, in 70 volt technology, all of the wiring is parallel wiring, which is really simple to do. You just keep sending the signal forward, connecting positive terminals to the positive terminals with speaker wire, and negative terminals to the negative terminals on your speakers through negative speaker wire, and you send that all the way through the chain from the amplifier to your last speaker. If you want to get a refresher on that, we have a whole wiring video on how to parallel wire in 70 volt systems, so check that out. So if you're looking at the terminals like this, you're going to take your speaker wire that's going to pull music into the subwoofer, put the positive end here and the negative end here, and then you're going to run another set of wires into your next 70 volt speaker with the positive speaker wire going out of the subwoofer here and the negative speaker wire going out of the subwoofer here into your next speaker. Now at this point, you would have your subwoofer tapped and your speaker wire ran in and out if you have a longer chain, and we're basically done with our setup. So hopefully this video showed you how easy it is to tap this 70 volt subwoofer and how it can work in a 70 volt system. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support tech team through phone or email. As always guys, I'm Mike from Rockville, and I'll see you in the next one.